is it standard operating procedure in your Department of Justice for prosecutors to allow the statute of limitations to expire on very serious crimes when the potential defendant has already agreed to an extension?
There's no standard operating procedure here.
Maybe there should be. Well, if this is an oversight hearing, maybe there should be.
Ooh, maybe there should be. Welcome to the second hour of Sunday Agenda. I'm Lydia Serrani, and that was Wyoming Congresswoman Harriet Hageman pressing Attorney General Merrick Garland on the Department of Justice's decision to allow criminal statutes now to expire in the Hunter Biden case. Garland, of course, insisting throughout the hearing that his Justice Department plays no favorites, is impartial, and does not work for Joe Biden. Really, Merrick Garland? No one is buying that anymore. Let's ask Wyoming Republican Congresswoman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Harriet Hageman. Congresswoman, I love that exchange. I love that you held Garland's feet to the fire. What was your biggest takeaway from the hearing?
Well, we tried to, and the biggest takeaway is that we have an administration that is going to do everything in its power to avoid actually answering the questions that Congress is asking. Almost down to every single one of the members of Congress, Merrick Garland deflected, avoided. He just simply is not going to answer questions, which is terribly frustrating in light of the fact that he works for the American people and he should answer for the decisions that are being made with the Department of Justice. Those were legitimate questions as to how in the world this situation has come about, where Hunter Biden has been let off of the most significant charges against him for the tax fraud that we know that he has committed. By allowing the statute of limitations to expire for 2014 and 2015, literally the Department of Justice gifted him hundreds of thousands of dollars that he didn't have to pay, in addition to which he has avoided any kind of penalty for failing to pay taxes on the millions of dollars that he earned from Burisma. So Merrick Garland was a political hack. It was apparent during the course of the entire hearing that he was there to protect the Biden crime family, and that's what he did.
Mm-hmm. And then your colleague from Louisiana, Congressman Mike Johnson, he also pressed Garland on his involvement in Special Counsel David Weiss's investigation into Hunter Biden. If you remember, they're saying, oh, he didn't need special counsel status. Now, all of a sudden, they gave him special counsel status, and then now they're indicting him on the gun charge, but it looks like it might go away. Let's take a listen.
Have you had personal contact with anyone at FBI headquarters about the Hunter Biden investigation?
I don't recollect the answer to that question. I would not interfere with Mr. Weiss.
So you have not, I'm just under oath today, your testimony is you have not had any discussions with Mr. Weiss about this matter?
Under oath, my testimony today is that I promised the Senate I would not intrude in his investigation.
What do you make of that, his answer there?
Well, what I make of it is that he was very, very careful in the way that he responded to Representative Johnson. And I think it demonstrates the effort to which he played hide the ball during the course of the day. But I also think that what he has admitted is something that's even more significant about Washington, D.C. And that is he is the head of the entire Department of Justice. And yet what people like him do is they silo themselves away from their subordinates. So they're never held accountable for their decisions, and they never have to hold their subordinates accountable for their decisions. So what you have is a town where nobody's accountable to anybody. You don't have to answer to your boss because your boss can say, oh, I told him that it was up to him to do his job. I'm not going to oversee what he did. No, there's not going to be any consequences for the bad acts of Mr. Weiss. One other thing that he was very careful to avoid talking about and tried to, again, deflect attention from was that Mr. Weiss allegedly went to both the U.S. attorney in both California and Washington, D.C. to partner with them to be able to bring charges against Hunter Biden. Both of them rejected those requests, which meant that there wasn't anywhere to bring those charges against Hunter Biden. So on the one hand, they want us to believe that he was unfettered in his ability to bring whatever charge he felt was, he being Weiss, was necessary. At the same time, behind the scenes, the U.S. Attorney's Office and the DOJ were working vigorously to try to prevent him from being able to actually bring charges that could then tie Hunter Biden to Joe Biden's nefarious activities. Right. That's what's significant about this. The gun charge is one thing, but what is important important about the issues of the money and the taxes is that ties Hunter Biden directly to Joe Biden while he was vice president and also while he is president, and to what extent he is making decisions on foreign policy based upon Hunter Biden's foreign activities.
What a coincidence that the only charge is the one that doesn't go back to Joe Biden. Congresswoman Hageman, thank you so much for joining us.